Welcome back to WWH. My name is Andrew Dreamer, and today we are stepping back into the ring of horror with something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. So, that being said, let's look at 5 lesser-known horror movies that you probably haven't seen, but you should. There are so many movies out there, and so many horror movies as well. There's a horror movie for every occasion, event, situation, and holiday. Multiple, actually. So it only makes sense that a lot of them would kind of just go under the radar and almost disappear completely. And while the films on this list may not be the most obscure, I do feel like they deserve more recognition. And that's my goal, to shed some light on the darker corners of the horror vault. There's an unending number of movies that could make this list, so if you want this to turn into a series or have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. Also, these are in no particular order, and this is all completely based on my opinion. With that being said, let's head down to the ring to officially get this show underway. Our first hidden gem is Return to Horror High, released in 1987. Before there was Scream, before there was Wes Craven's New Nightmare, there was Return to Horror High. This meta-slasher film pulls back the curtain on the chaotic world of a horror movie being filmed at a high school with a dark past. It's a psychological steel cage match that cleverly blurs the lines between reality and fiction. As the crew recreates a gruesome series of murders that occurred in the past, the line between the film and real terror becomes increasingly uncertain. This film is really self-aware and just has fun with all of the genre tropes of the time. The gore is abundant and the practical effects really stand out despite the very clearly low budget. But there is something even more notable about this movie: the cast. It features Maureen McCormick as the goofy Officer Tyler, and more notably, a young George Clooney in one of his earliest film roles.
Hey, listen, could you tell me how to get out of here? I thought this was the way to the parking lot. What's going on?
I love when I learn about popular actors who have these roots in horror movies. And that alone, to me, makes this movie worth the watch. So, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Let's move on to the next movie on our list now. Prepare for a night shift like no other in Open 24 Hours. Open 24 Hours is a psychological horror film released in 2018. The movie revolves around the character of Mary Parson, portrayed by Vanessa Grass, as she attempts to rebuild her life after being released from a psychiatric hospital. The story takes a dark turn as Mary lands a job working the night shift at a remote gas station that operates around the clock. How apropos. Haunted by a traumatic past and struggling with mental health issues, Mary starts experiencing vivid and horrifying hallucinations. As the night progresses, paranoia and fear grip her, blurring the lines between reality and delusion.
Dear Gasper, this is Mary.
Do you like watching people die?
The desolate and eerie setting of the gas station becomes a breeding ground for her deepest fears and anxieties. As Mary battles her inner demons, a series of mysterious and unsettling events unfold, questioning Mary's sanity and challenging your own perception of what is real within the walls of this isolated store. The film cleverly combines psychological horror elements with a tense and atmospheric setting, keeping you guessing every step of the way as Mary confronts the horrors that lurk within and outside her troubled mind. Open 24 Hours explores themes of trauma, mental illness, and the thin line between perception and reality, offering a gripping and intense cinematic experience. Guest starring in this movie is Brendan Fletcher, who has been in a number of other horror films, including Freddy vs. Jason. He excels in these types of roles and always elevates the movie. Even in Leprechaun Origins, he's a bright spot in that otherwise god-awful movie. By the way, don't miss a single bone-crushing upload. Hit that subscribe button, unleash the horrors, and become a member of the WWH Universe. We're not just wrestling with horror. We're delivering it to your screen every week. Alright, our next entrant in this horror rumble is Triangle, released in 2009. The story follows Jess, played by Melissa George, who decides to go on a sailing trip with a group of her friends to escape the stresses of her daily life. However, Their journey takes a surreal turn when they encounter a mysterious and seemingly abandoned ocean liner. Seeking refuge on the ship, the group quickly realizes that they are not alone. As they explore the vessel, unsettling events unfold, and they find themselves trapped in a nightmarish sequence of events. The tension escalates when Jess experiences a strange sense of deja vu, prompting her to question the reality of the situation.
Hello? Where is everybody?
The narrative of Triangle takes a mind-bending twist as it explores the concept of a time loop. Jess and her companions become entangled in a complex and repetitive cycle, forcing them to confront their deepest fears and the consequences of their choices. The film cleverly weaves together elements of psychological horror, suspense, and a touch of the supernatural, making for a very unique film. As Jess attempts to break free from the relentless loop, the movie delves into themes of destiny, guilt, and the intricacies of human nature. The atmospheric setting of the abandoned ship adds to the film's sense of unease and mystery, creating a compelling and immersive experience for viewers. Triangle boasts inventive storytelling, intricate plot twists, and a compelling performance from Melissa George, making it a standout entry in the psychological horror genre. You're unraveling the mystery along with the characters every step of the way. And the cast also includes Liam Hemsworth a few years before his popularity skyrocketed. With 2 entries left, let's take a look at another meta-slasher with Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. Behind the Mask, and that's how I'll refer to the title from here on out, is a unique and cleverly crafted mockumentary horror film released in 2006, directed by Scott Glosserman. Blending elements of satire, comedy, and horror, the movie offers a fresh take on the slasher genre. The film unfolds as a documentary crew led by journalist Taylor Gentry decides to profile Leslie Vernon, a seemingly affable and charismatic man who aspires to become the next legendary slasher villain. Leslie is open and cooperative, revealing the meticulous planning and behind-the-scenes efforts that go into creating the terrifying mystique of a classic horror killer. As the documentary progresses, Leslie's dark intentions become increasingly apparent, and the line between fiction and reality blurs.
She's not exactly on board yet with the whole why we do what we do thing.
The film cleverly deconstructs and parodies the conventions of slasher films, exploring the psychology behind the creation of an iconic horror figure. The tone shifts seamlessly between humor and suspense, offering a meta-commentary on the genre while delivering genuine scares. Behind the Mask pays homage to classic slasher films while subverting expectations, and it features appearances by horror icons such as Robert Englund and Kane Hodder. The movie combines a self-aware and intelligent script with strong performances, creating an engaging and entertaining experience for any horror fan. In summary, the film provides a fresh and innovative perspective on the slasher genre, offering audiences a blend of satire, dark humor, and genuine scares as it explores the rise of a would-be horror icon. We have 1 entry left on our list, and we'll get to that in just a moment, but first we do have to take a short break, so stick around for more WWH action. If you're looking to save 20% from Redcon 1, I have a deal for you. When you're checking out, all you have to do is type in code AndrewDreamer12 and you will immediately receive 20% off of your entire order. Go check it out. Head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/AndrewDreamer to check out some of my merchandise. And last but not least, head over to Patreon and consider becoming a member of the WWH Universe. There are a lot of really cool perks and we would love to have you. We're back, and it's time for our main event. Let's head back down to the ring. Our final entry on this list is The People Under the Stairs. The People Under the Stairs, possibly the best known movie on this list, is a horror film written and directed by Wes Craven, released in 1991. The movie combines elements of horror, satire, and social commentary to create a uniquely unsettling and thrilling experience. The story follows a young boy named Fool, played by Brandon Quinton Adams, who along with his family faces eviction from their home. In a desperate attempt to improve their circumstances, Fool, along with 2 adult companions, Leroy played by Ving Rhames, and Spencer, they break into the home of their unscrupulous landlords, the Robersons. Upon entering the eerie and the labyrinthine house, Fool and his companions discover a nightmarish world filled with secret passages, traps, and bizarre inhabitants.
That's a big caliber automatic. You ever see the holes they tear?
We can hide under the bed.
Nah, I ain't going in there, man. There's something about that place.
The Robesons, particularly the deranged brother and sister, have been engaging in horrifying and sadistic activities, keeping a group of captive, mutilated individuals known as the People Under the Stairs. As Full navigates the dark recesses of the house, the film delves into themes of class disparity, exploitation, and the consequences of unchecked greed. The horror intensifies as the characters confront the twisted reality within the walls of the Robeson home, and the suspense builds towards a climactic confrontation between the oppressed and their oppressors. Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs is known for its social commentary, subversive narrative, and a blend of horror and dark humor. It remains a cult classic within the horror genre, praised for its creative storytelling, memorable characters, and thought-provoking themes that resonate beyond the scares. So check this one out for sure if you haven't seen it, especially if you're a fan of Wes Craven. But that is going to wrap up my list. Let me know down in the comments if you've seen any of these movies and what you think about them. Also, like I said, let me know if you want to see another video with more of these types of movies. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot more coming your way soon, but until then, my name is Andrew Dreamer, and this is Wrestling with Horror.